Saving too little. So saving too little is kind of a byproduct of failing to plan, because if you don't know how much you need to save each and every year, then it's easy to think you're saving enough when you really may not actually be saving enough in the end to provide a sustainable retirement income later in life whenever you do want to retire. So I think saving too little is kind of one of those things like in football you got the blocking and tackling, which are kind of the basics, and you got to get the basics right. And retirement savings is just one of those things. Actually saving your money, contributing it each and every year is one of those basics that you just have to maintain, you have to hit to hopefully reach your goals later in life. So there's a couple points here. So as you get older, let's say when you turn 50, the government gives you what's called a catch-up contribution. So in your retirement accounts, which could be your 401ks or your IRAs, you get additional amounts you can add to them each and every year. These are called catch-up contributions, allow you to catch up, which is a good thing. The main problem is that if you're putting in most of your money later in life into your accounts, then it's likely that by the time you retire, proportionally that account, the makeup of it, is going to have a larger chunk of your contributions and a smaller percentage of actual growth there. So you're actually having to do most of the heavy lifting yourself the longer you wait to start investing and contributing. So saving too little means you end up having to lift more of that weight yourself later in life. So that's a problem, because ideally you want 2/3 of the account or more to be made up of growth and only 1/3 of it or so to be made up of your actual contributions. So that means you got a lot of investment growth that's going to help you through retirement instead of just your heavy lifting, just doing your own contributions. That's number one. Number two, another potential issue is that as you wait to save, if you start saving later in life, then your risk tolerance tends to go down as you get into your mid to late 50s. So once again, risk tolerance is how risky your investment portfolio happens to be. And ideally, as you get older, you're probably going to scale that down because you're more likely to need the money sooner. And if you remember in all the other sections about risk, that one of the keys to winning in the market is to ensure that you don't have to sell when the market is down. So when you start needing to take money out of your accounts, then you're probably going to want to stabilize them to a degree. That means lowering the risk, so you don't want to move in quite as up and down so much, maybe just a little bit of variance. So that's more stability in the variance, the volatility, increases the chance of you not having to take out at a very, very low point when you're actually in retirement. So your risk tolerance is going to go down probably in retirement. But if you need to make up a lot of growth later in life, if you got to do all those catch-up contributions and think you're going to just have the market save the day and hit the jackpot in the markets, then that's less likely to happen. It's probably not going to happen anyways. I would depend more on the basics to get you to your retirement goals instead of just thinking the market's going to save the day. But it's even less likely to happen if you're in a pretty conservative portfolio, which many of you may have as you kind of near retirement. So I recommend as you get closer to be sure you're doing some type of financial planning to ensure that each and every year you're contributing the amounts you're supposed to so that you can hit your retirement target, whatever that is, 62, 65, 67. Some people may not be to retire until 70 or later. But knowing what that is, knowing how much you got to contribute each and every year can help you not fail to plan and not make this potential retirement mistake.